All right. So I mean, if you guys are okay, I would suggest you guys to keep your videos on, unless you want to hide yourself. Keep your videos on. That's a better mode of interaction. Unless you guys think that you're not video ready right now. Okay. So welcome back, Vaibhav and Saket. I know this is your second class. Hi, Anika. Hello, beta. So Vaibhav used to be in our class, in my class for some time, and then recently he discontinued and he's back. So whenever you guys come back to the class, it feels really great. At least I did not disappoint Vaibhav enough not to reconsider joining the class. Yeah? Is that a fair statement, Vaibhav?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing good as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so just for everybody to be aware, this is Algebra 2 class and we have still not started Algebra 2 because we are trying to make sure that we brush up our base concepts of Algebra 1 before we start breaking our head with Algebra 2. So you can safely assume that we are probably a month and a half away from actually dealing with what is Algebra 2. Okay. In the meantime, people like Siddharth, Vaibhav, Yanika.
Is it okay if I go to the bathroom real quick?
I'm sorry, beta?
Is it okay if I go to the bathroom real quick?
Why not? Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So basically, what I was saying was, so for kids like Siddharth, Vaibhav, Saket, Davik, if you guys feel that okay, I'm going slow, I'm only touching upon the basic concepts of Algebra 1 and we have not started Algebra 2 and you guys have something happening in your class, you guys can send me those topics that is coming your way next 2-3 months. I can cover those topics ahead of schedule and then go back to make sure that everybody is on the same page with respect to how we are wanting to strengthen our base and then go from there. Yes, Vaibhav.
Sir, so are you also teaching geometry or is it only
Yeah,
algebra?
it's Algebra 2 and Geometry. So we have not even touched Algebra 2. We are probably a few weeks away from that. So after we finish Algebra 2, then we'll go to Geometry. So when you guys have something coming up your way little ahead of schedule, you just have to inform me a couple of days in advance so that I can prepare those topics for you guys and cover it by disrupting the normal flow of what I'm planning to cover. Is that okay? Yeah. So the key is communication, interaction, exchange of information in a timely manner. So like with Siddharth, I disappointed Siddharth last week. He was wanting to learn something from me, but he did not tell me well in advance. So that's why I could not help him. But yeah, I don't want to come across that situation where you need something and we don't cover it well. So now, here's the thing. Yeah. Okay, come on in. You came for the class, right? Yeah, okay. That's what I'm wondering. Okay, so let's get started with what or where we had left it last week. We had just started dealing with how to solve for a quadratic equation. Anika, are you back, beta? Anika, Saket, Davik, Vaibhav, everybody can hear me okay, right? Okay. So, in the last class, we were talking about how do we deal with quadratic equation. And then basically, the journey with this is going to be, we'll deal with how do we solve quadratic equation. Then we'll go to parabolas and understand all the properties of parabolas. And then post that, we'll look at how do we manipulate or transform a parabola based on the equation and the information we have. Okay. So let's start with the quadratic equation. In the last class, we went through some of those basic formulas or identities, whatever you call them. And then we talked about a plus b whole square equals a square plus 2ab plus b square a minus b whole square equals a square minus 2ab plus b square, and a square minus b square equals a plus b times a minus b. And this is nothing, there is nothing fancy about it. We just took these and we also saw that this is the right formula. So it's like multiplying polynomials. Hey Vishwa. So some of the kids, just for you all to be aware, earlier we used to have the class at 7:15. Now we have changed it to 7 o'clock because it's getting darker much earlier. So 15 minutes early. Okay. Now these are the three formulas or the algebraic identities, whatever you call it. There might be a different name for it, but these are the three building blocks or the basic formulas that even if I don't prescribe you guys to memorize them, you will end up memorizing them. Okay. Now, what is the role of this formula? Let's look at it. We looked at some problem to solve in the previous class, and I am saying we are trying to solve it for x. We have an equation x squared minus 18x plus 81 equal to 0, and I am trying to solve it for x. Saket, Vaibhav, do you guys, have you guys come across this before or have something in your mind?
We did.
Yeah, okay. How about Saket? Where's your notebook? Take one. Okay. Saket, how about you, Beta? Okay. How about Davik, Anika, everybody, Biswa? So, simply put, we are trying to solve this equation for x. Solve this quadratic equation for x. And this we will just relate it with this equation, okay? So, we have some square minus something, then a plus. This is the only guy. This is the only identity which has similar terms, one positive, one negative, and another positive. Now, this is a minus, so basically, if the best possible situation is, it could be a minus b whole square form. And we are just trying to check that. But before that, what we'll do is, a minus b whole square has to be a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this is a square, that's my first check. So x square minus 18x, and 81 is nothing but 9 square. So we see something is square and something is square. In this part, 2 times AB. Yeah, 18 I can write as 2 into 9 into x. So what we see is, this is a square, this is a b square, this is 2ab. Wonderful. We can map it to this identity. And this becomes x, and so that this is a square, 2ab plus b square, this becomes a minus b, which is 9 square. So this is your a, x is your a, 9 is your b. So a square plus b square minus 2ab. So that is equivalent to this one, a minus b whole square. So now, since we knew these identities, we could map it to one of them. I mean, thankfully this question was, or the equation was such that we could map it to this one. So now we are trying to see, does it work for us? Now we have come to a point where we have x minus 9 whole square equal to 0. That means x minus 9 into x minus 9 equals 0. So either this is 0 or this is 0. Eventually both are same. So that means x minus 9 has to be 0, then only your outcome is 0. So from this you find x equal to 9. So we could solve this equation to get the value of this one. And there's nothing fancy about it. Most of you would have probably come across this kind of a, Myra, where are you? Well, here on the board. So, simple thing here was, these identities helped us achieve this. Meaning, convert this into a factor form. And when you have something into something equal to 0, that means either this is 0 or this is 0. Eventually we had both the things same, that's why we got only one solution for this one. Now when I'm saying this thing, you had an equation and you did all that drama and circus to come to this point. Convert that to factor form. Split that into something. That will remain your goal whenever you are trying to solve for a quadratic equation. Always. So this is one of the methods. There is another method also. Vaibhav, do you recall what is that method?
I think it's A times B, right?
Okay.
My bad. AC equals.
Split of B. Okay, we'll come to that, right? I was just trying to recall, okay? I am forgetful, so I believe it's a normal human behavior. We all forget. But before I go further on this one, Anika, Biswa, Davik, are you guys with me so far? What I did? So these are the identities we learned about in the previous class, and we are saying why we are learning. I was just trying to justify the reason for learning these identities. We had to solve this equation. We say, okay, fine. This one is matching with this guy. We can solve this. And then we ultimately, with all that steps, we came to a point where we converted into something form, and we could solve it for the variable. Is that clear to everybody? Or Anika, Iswa, Davik, Saket, Vaibhav, okay so far? Yep. I will not do it. I'm very stubborn about it. No, I'm just kidding. So right now, this is one of the methods that we saw just now. Now, let's go to the second situation. Life is not going to remain as simple as you would want it to be. Aryahi and Myra, did you understand this part? Were you able to relate? Okay. Now, life will not remain as simple and easy as we want. Okay? So let me make it difficult for you guys. I am trying to solve x squared plus 9x plus 8 equals 0. So without using quadratic formula, okay? Vaibhav, I'm stopping you there because I'm trying to make sure that we explore all the possible options we have for solving a quadratic equation. Okay? So we'll go step by step. So this is the first one was that okay, we tried mapping it with the identities where we have a plus b whole squared formula, a minus b whole squared formula, and a squared minus b squared. And we tried relating with that. Now I have all positive. So my best bet is a plus b whole squared, which is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. I am trying to map this equation with this one. Is it possible? And I got my idea gunned down because I have an 8 here. I have x squared, a squared. Something is there. And this third term, b squared, 8 is not a perfect square. 2 2 is 4, 3 3 is 9, 4 4 is 16. No 8. What do I do now? Saket, can you enlighten if you recall something? I mean, if you know about it. And I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but okay? I'm just trying to extract maximum out of you guys so that now I would know what would be the right pace to go with. Davik, would you know?
Wait, can I say an answer?
Sure.
I got minus 8 and minus 1.
I don't care about the answer, Vaibhav. You forgot me. That used to be my punchline.
Oh, it's like x plus 8 and then x plus 1.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying. See, again, I make some politically incorrect statements in between. So I keep telling all my kids that I don't care about the answer because answer doesn't matter to me. What matters is the approach. So in this situation, I'm not going to map this with this formula. So I cannot say that this is something plus something squared. Okay? Any idea? No idea?
Trying to figure it out.
Okay, Siddharth, what's cooking up? You're using quadratic formula?
I just wanted to see the answer. I wasn't gonna.
I'm sorry?
I just wanted to see check the answer.
You guys are getting the answer. Answer is important, valuable. But don't limit your options. I'm trying to give you guys all possible options. Saket, do you want me to try or you want me to jump onto it? I'm just trying to get everybody's participation here. Davik, any thoughts? Saket, Davik? Are you guys with me or not? Anika is with me, okay. Davik?
I'm a bit confused.
A bit confused, okay. But the first formula, the identities that we talked about, a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square, a square minus b square, that part you understood, right? How those formulas are derived? Yeah. And then we just tried, when we got a quadratic equation, first attempt was, is my quadratic equation mapping to any of those three standard formulas or not? That was our first go. Here, when I'm looking at this equation, my problem is, I'm able to map this guy with a square, so this is probably my a. Maybe could be 2ab, we'll figure it out. And then the third term has to be b square. It is not a perfect square, and that is where we are stuck. Then comes the second method. Now go back to the standard form of a quadratic equation. If you have to represent a quadratic equation in the standard form, this is a standard form, ax square plus bx plus c, meaning a is your coefficient of x square, b is your coefficient of x, and c is your coefficient of, c is a constant. Okay? This is the standard form of a quadratic equation, right? Saket, Davik, have you guys come across this one before? Yeah? So basically, my equation could be 4x squared plus 9x plus 10 equal to 0. This is still mapping to a standard form. Here my value of a is 4, value of b is 9, and my value of c is 10. So this is the standard form. We will leverage the standard form to find out the second method. When I don't see a perfect square, when I'm not able to map it to one of the standard formulas, that is when I take help from this guy. And here, the second method says, compare your equation with the standard form, find out the value of a and c. Here your value of c, when you map it, there is nothing here, that means there is a 1. You have a b here and you have a c here. So your a value is 1, b value is 9, and c value is 8. Yeah? So you have an equation. I'm just, hi Samrita. Hello Nanya. You guys got little late because I gave you guys a surprise. Starting today, we are starting the class at 7 o'clock and we'll try to get done by 8 o'clock. Reason being, it's getting darker much earlier with the daylight saving thing. So that's the reason why we are starting early. Now, so in the previous class we talked about how do we solve quadratic equation mapping to the standard formulas. Now we are exploring the second option. When I have a quadratic equation where the third term, the constant term is not a perfect square, I'm not able to leverage the standard formulas. So we are going to the next approach where we compare the quadratic equation with the standard form of the quadratic equation. This is a standard form, okay? Ax squared plus bx plus c is the standard form of a quadratic equation. Okay? Is that okay? Okay to digest and agree? Like you guys would have seen linear equation, y equal to mx plus c. This is the standard form for the slope intercept form. M is your slope, this is your y intercept. Similarly, you would have seen ax plus by plus equal to c. This is a standard form for a linear equation. Similarly, if you have to represent the quadratic equation in the standard form, this is a standard form. No bias, no restriction, this is just a form. A, B, C, you will have different values depending on what kind of equation you are dealing with. So now we are trying to compare this equation with the standard form. So what is my value of A? A is 1. What is my value of B? That is 9. What is my value of C? That is 8. Take these things, multiply A and C. What did you get? 8. Now look at Myra and Arya here. Board is much more interesting right now. I want you guys to focus here. So you have an equation, you could not map it to the standard formulas. You are looking at the second option, which is mapping this to the standard form and find the value of A, B and C. Multiply A and C. You got an 8. Now look at what are the factors of A and C. You got 8. What are the possible factors of 8? 8. 8 into 1, 2 into 4. There are two possible factors. Yeah. Look at which combination of it you can take to get a value of B. You got 8 into 1, 2 into 4. If you combine 8 and 1, meaning if you add 8 and 1, you will get a 9. And that is your second clue. You will use 8 and 1. So here what you will do is x squared plus 9x. What you are doing is you are splitting into two parts. 8x plus x plus 8 equal to 0. All this gymnastics that I was doing here was only to split this guy into two pieces. That's it. Okay. I know it might be getting a little clumsy or cryptic, but we will muddle the water enough to get to it. Okay. So here, all that we did, took the equation, compared that with the standard form, found the value of A, B and C, multiplied A and C. Whatever value we got, we tried factorizing or looking at all the possible factors of it, and we picked the combination that gives me together this value, B value. So now we saw okay, 8 and 1 combines to give a 9. So now we have 4 things here. You can take two of them together. So here, if you take these two together, you can take x common, it becomes x plus 8. And here you have nothing. You can probably take 1 common, it becomes x plus 8 equal to 0. Now you have two things, x plus 8 here as well as here. So that becomes x plus 1 times x plus 8 equals 0. Am I rushing too fast? Anika, Ananya, okay? Sanvita, okay? Anika, not okay? Anika is giving me thumbs down? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Davik is thinking? Okay. So I'll anyways repeat, okay? Once I complete it, I will narrate the whole story to make it simpler and easier. From the beginning, we took this equation, we found that we don't have a perfect square here, so we are not going to use it with one of the standard formula. So we tried comparing that with the standard form of a quadratic equation, which is this. And from that we are saying, okay, here there is nothing, that means A equals 1. Here is 9, that means my B is equal to 9. Here is 8, that means my C is equal to 8. And you take A and C, AC, okay? You need AC in the summers, so that's what AC is important, okay? So you multiply A and C. I'm using some dirty techniques so that you guys can memorize which one to multiply with home, okay? So you multiply A and C, you got 8, factorize, look at all the possible factors of 8. You got 8 into 1 and 2 into 4. 2 into 4 together, whatever you do, so add, subtract, doesn't help. It doesn't get you a 9, but these two guys gives you 9. So what we did was, we split this 9x into two parts, 8x plus x. Now here, between these two, I could take x common, I got x plus 8. Here, x plus 8, there is nothing common apart from 1, so we kept 1 out and we got x plus 8. So now this whole thing means x into something plus 1 into same thing equals x plus 1 times the same thing. So we have come to a point where we have converted this quadratic equation into a factor form, something into something equal to 0. That means either this is 0 or this is 0. When x plus 1 equal to 0, x gives you minus 1. When x plus 8 equal to 0, then x becomes minus 8. That's what Vaibhav was saying in the beginning. Correct, Vaibhav?
Yes, sir.
So, what is the summary of this thing? Myra. Here. So, what is the gist of it? We had a quadratic equation that we were trying to solve. If that maps to one of the standard formulas, we found a plus b whole square form, or a minus b whole square form, or a square minus b square form, and we used that for solving it. Eventually that gave me something in this form, or it became, I'm just making it up, okay? So if I was able to map a quadratic equation to this, one of those standard formulas, I got this form, something to something, from that we could solve. If that was not the case, then we compared that with the standard form of quadratic equation, found a, b and c values, by mapping them, and then multiplied a and c, and picked the factor that adds up to give you a b. And then that helped me split. Eventually where we got into this form. Again, like here, using the standard form, we were able to get to this. Here also we got something into something form. So again, we were able to factorize it. And then once you come to this point, then you can solve for it. So this is the second method. So let me probably show you guys something side by side that will make a little more sense. Honestly tell me who all are confused right now, and I take pride in that. Who all are confused? If I have 4 kids in the class who are confused, that qualifies me to be called the worst teacher. That's what I call myself, right? In my videos nowadays. Who all are confused? Be honest, it's fine. Okay, let me do these things side by side. I have one equation, x squared plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0 to solve. And I have second equation, x squared plus 3x plus 2 equal to 0 to be solved. In this case, I can write this as x squared plus 2x plus 1 squared. That also gives me a 1. And this is the way it is. So between this equation, what do you see? This guy has a squared plus 2 into something plus b squared. This guy has a squared plus something, but this is not a square. Yeah. So here the approach that you will take will be different from this approach. Now let's look at it. This is a squared plus 2 into a into 1. So this is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. That is as good as a plus b whole squared equal to 0. So that becomes x plus 1 times x plus 1 equals 0. Now look at this guy. Here this is not a perfect square. That is where we have to compare this with the standard form of the quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. What is my a? A is nothing but 1. What is my b? Nothing but 3. What is my c? Nothing but 2. So what I was saying was a multiply a and c. A into c gives you 1 into 2, which is 2. Now try factorizing 2. What are the options you have? 2 into 1 equal to 2. That's it. No other option. Now 2 and 1 when you combine, 2 plus 1 gives you a 3. Wonderful. So what you will do is x squared plus 3x, you will split the two parts, 2 and 1. So 2x plus x plus 2 equal to 0. So by doing all this thing, what we did was we just found out a way to split it in a way that it helps me factorize it. Okay. Now here we'll take first 2 terms, last 2 terms. Here x is common, it becomes x plus 2. Here we can take 1 common, becomes x plus 2 equal to 0. So this whole thing becomes x plus 1 times x plus 2. If you look at the sequence of events here, from this one we could get to this very quickly because we could map it to one of those standard formulas. From this one, we applied all this calculation to get to this form. So ultimately, be it this method or be it this method, your end result is you are getting to a point where you are able to factorize a quadratic equation. When I say factorize, that means A into B, something into something. Is this side by side comparison helping to some extent or making some sense? Sanvita, Vaibhav, Ananya. No, and again, I'm not forcing you guys to say okay, right? I'm just trying to make sure that I'm making a little bit of sense to everybody here. Myra, Aryahi, Siddharth, okay? So these are two methods that we use for solving a quadratic equation. Now, there is a third method, and that is called a silver bullet. When nothing works, you get a silver bullet, and that is called quadratic formula. That's what Siddharth was doing. He has practiced it so much so that he was jumping onto it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because if you have an equation, let's say x squared plus 4x plus 9 equal to 0, okay? You are trying to solve it. There is a third method, which is by applying the quadratic formula, and that says that okay, map your equation with the standard form, x squared plus bx plus c. See, you will see this equation very frequently. Now, what is your A? A is your probably 1. What is your B? B is nothing but 4. What is your C? Nothing but 9. So the quadratic formula says that if you have a quadratic equation, your two solutions from this is nothing but minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac by 2a. Yeah, that's a quadratic formula. This is called quadratic formula. So you'll take one equation with a plus, one equation with a minus, and you have a, b, c values. You'll put it here and you'll solve for it. Yeah. So now, I know I was rushing through it very quickly, but I want to take a pause and look back at what all we have done so far. We had a quadratic equation to solve for x or y, whatever variable we are talking about. First thing was we tried mapping it with the standard form, one of those standard algebraic identities. That's what those are called, a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square thing. If that is not fitting in, you have the second option of using that A into C approach to split your B into two parts and factorize it. If that is also not helping, this is your third option, where this is like a silver bullet. You will just look at the equation, compare it with the standard form, find out the value of A, B and C and plug it into this formula. Minus B plus minus square root B square minus 4AC by 2A. Okay? And this gentleman is called discriminant. Anybody in the class who has heard about it, and more importantly, why it is called discriminant? Give me that story. I love stories. Saket, you were the first one to raise hand. Tell me why it is called discriminant. Give me some lame definition of it. I love lame definitions as well.
It tells you how many solutions there are to the equation. How many x's there are, like solutions to the x.
That's a copybookish answer, and that is perfectly fine. I am kind of misguiding you guys at times. The way I memorized or the way I remembered it when I was your age, right, was that discriminant. I will keep on forgetting it. This is the guy who discriminates the solutions. If this is 0, you have only one solution. If this is positive, you have two solutions. If this is negative, I mean this whole b square minus 4ac is negative, meaning you talk about square root of a negative number. There is no solution, an imaginary solution. So this guy is the one who discriminates all the solution or the answers. That's why it is called discriminant. I mean, that was my way of memorizing it because I am very poor when it comes to memorizing things. Yeah, I hope that insane definition of discriminant will probably stick with you guys for a little longer time. Yeah? Okay? So now I know we have got the weapons in our armory, but we don't know how to fire them. Let's look at it. So, I'm giving you guys a problem on the fly. I'm cooking it up. I want you guys to solve it, and then we will see where it goes from there. But before we start, one quick. So, I have not checked with some of you. So, Davik, are you with me beta so far? Is it making sense? How about Sanvita? Ananya? Anika, okay? Okay, okay. Are you okay? Okay, I'm okay? I'm okay, yeah. You're fine? Okay, okay. Now, I'm giving you guys a problem. And I want you guys to solve it. Not by solving it in a hurry. I want you guys to think through it and give me a narrative. How would your brain work to solve this problem? That's what I'm interested in. I hardly care about the answers. So think about it, and somebody has to tell me a story, not a fairy tale. So I'm giving you guys 2 minutes, not to get the answer, but to understand how would your brain process this problem and how would you approach it. So literally, so Saket, if you have not heard this before, this is my magic wand. You heard this wand? Have you heard this wand thing from me?
No.
No? Oh my god, I got a chance. So this wand,
Wait, I did it.
you heard it? Yeah. It's a magic wand that I recommend. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
3 in 1.
3 in 1.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I am not really interested in the answer. I am interested in hearing how would your brain process this problem.
Okay. I just did the quadratic formula.
Okay. So, okay. So there, I mean, again, let me hold my horses for 2 minutes, and then I will give you guys a nice thought process behind how would you approach a problem like this. Okay, because in the examination hall, every second that you save is worth something. So that is where this approach or the thinking or your brain's processing would play a very important role. That's why I want you guys to start navigating in that direction. What are you thinking, Rai? So again, I'm not sure if I'm being explicit with what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is, if you have a quadratic equation like this to solve, you guys will be able to solve it and give an answer. I'm saying, I'm not interested in getting the answer. I want to know how would your brain process this. Okay, this is the question. Let me try this, then I'll try this, then I'll try this, then I'll solve this. I want that step-by-step thing to be narrated to me. And I'm okay wasting remaining 22 minutes of the class. But it's very important that you guys get aligned to think on those lines, because that will be helpful. Biswa, are you able to follow me so far? Whatever I've done? I'm sorry, you're done?
Yeah.
Okay. So who will tell me the story? I want you guys to transform into a storyteller. Thinking. Okay. When you hear me, probably it will make a little more sense. It's okay if you are grappling with what exactly this old man is talking about. That's okay. Okay, I'll give you guys 2-3 minutes, okay? Not more than that. Then I'll start my speech. Yes, Baba.
Done, sir.
Okay, tell me, what is your story?
So basically, first I tried the quadratic. I mean, my bad. The standard form,
Uh-huh.
and then it did not work because if you do the A and C, if you multiply both of them, you get like -3. So if you try to like split -4x, you cannot split with -3. So then I tried the second approach, which is the formulas. I mean, the a square. I mean, a minus b whole square, a plus b whole square. And then now what I did is like the quadratic formula.
Okay. So now I think Vaibhav pretty much covered that, but let me try explaining that in my own words. Obviously, I'll be borrowing some of those ideas that Vaibhav gave just now. I have an equation like this to solve for x. Everybody here on the board. Okay? I have an equation like this to solve on the board. Something squared minus something. First thing flashes into my mind is, can I map it to one of the standard formulas? A plus b whole square or a minus b whole square or a square minus b square? No. A plus b whole square gives me all positive. A minus b whole square gives me all positive, but only the x term is negative. And a square minus b square is only giving me only with 2 terms. Here are 3 terms. None are fitting the bill. One ruled out. And this thing, when you are thinking the exam, it will take you hardly a second. Because as soon as you see 2 negative terms, you are ruling out all the options. Standard formula is ruled out. Then you say, okay, fine. Can I do a into c option? My a is here 1, because my ax square, a is 1, b is my -4, and c is -3. A into c gives me -3. If I factorize it, I can get only -3 into 1. If I add them together, I get a -2. By no means it is meeting this condition. I cannot split this by using the factor method. Now comes the silver bullet. So basically, if you look at it, right, when I look at this equation, okay, is this one of the standard formula I can apply? No. Can I do a minus c? No. Within 5 seconds, you realize that you don't have any other option but to jump onto the magic wand, which is your quadratic formula. Again, your a is 1, b is -4, and c is -3. What does quadratic formula say? Minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay? What is a b? Plug it in here. Or what you would do is, let's kill the monster first. Let's find out what is b square minus 4ac. Let's find out what is the value of discriminant. b square minus 4 square minus 4a into c minus 3 square root. This is minus 4 square is 16, minus into minus becomes plus, 4 times 3 is 12. This is 16 plus 12, 28. So square root 28, that is whatever is the value, okay? So here you will say, okay, x equals minus b. b is -4, so minus of -4 plus minus, this whole thing is giving you square root 28 by 2a, 2 into 1. So you have two values of x, one with a plus, so this becomes minus into minus plus, plus minus. Square root 28 will become 2 square root 7. 4 times 7, 4 square root of 4 will give you a 2, so 2 comes out, divided by 2. So this becomes 4, so here you can take 2 common, 2 plus square root plus minus square root 7 by 2, this one knocked off. So x equals 2 plus minus square root 7. And if you guys are stressing out to see how I'm doing all this calculation, don't worry about it. what I'm trying to say is, in this whole journey of solving this problem, my first pick was mapping with the standard formula. If it was matching with one of the standard formulas, I would have got something into something immediately. And that would have made my job easy. Within 5 seconds, I would have found the answer for this one. Less than 5 seconds. That did not work. I spent 2 seconds again here to see if this one is working, and then I jumped onto this one. Because this one, see, you first found this one, then you calculated the whole thing, one with a plus, one with a minus. That takes time. If this whole thing is taking, let's say, 25 or 30 seconds with your maximum speed, this thing you could have solved in 2 seconds maybe, if it was matching with that. So that's why you have to always spend that extra few seconds in the beginning to make that judgment. And that is why I emphasize on this. Read the question, analyze. This is where you are making the judgment. Am I going to use the standard formula? Am I going to use this factorization method? Am I going to use the discriminant method or the quadratic formula? That phase of analysis, make sure that you don't waste your time in this phase. N stands for Nike, if you don't remember, Saket. Okay? So this RAN is a trick that I prescribe kids. Say, okay, who did the best in the race? Who ran the best? Meaning, did you read the question well? Did you analyze and come up with your approach? Then you go to Nike, which says just do it. So don't just do it. Read, analyze, then do it. That's what the message is for everybody. Now, let me take a pause. Is it making sense to everybody or not? Or did it make sense to everybody? Anika, Vaibhav, Sanvita. See, everybody is forced to give me a thumbs up. I don't get that many views on my videos when I put them on YouTube, but I get so many likes in the class. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. But Myra and Adya, did it make sense? A little bit? A little? Now, let's see. Why are we stressing so much on the quadratic equation? What is the purpose of it? Where does it relate with the so-called loaded topic of Algebra 2? Let's try relating it. Conceptually, okay? Because I'm not sure about everybody else, but Vaibhav will say that when I was with this old man 4 months ago, he was teaching quadratic equation. When I joined back, he's again teaching the same thing. Yeah? Vaibhav, are you thinking in those lines? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just pulling your leg. It's my welcome note to you. But on a serious note, somebody has given you. Now let's see what is the importance or significance of this thing. Somebody has given you an equation y equal to 3x squared plus 5x plus 9. This is a quadratic equation. Yeah. If you draw it on a coordinate plane, what will it draw? What will it draw? Straight line, curve, circle, cone, prism. It's a quadratic equation, Saket. I agree with you. I'm saying, what will it draw on the coordinate plane? What shape? And don't be shy with me. EU? A parabola. What does EU mean, Saket? Okay, parabola. Okay. So you can talk to me, but it's fine. Don't have to be that shy. You guys have to discuss, argue, debate, disagree, agree. You have all the options, okay? Because unless you beat the drum enough, you'll not hear the music. So be ready to beat the drum. Don't be shy with me, okay? You guys are all like kids for me, and I will keep on treating you guys like that. No matter how old you guys get. Okay? So here, if I have an equation like this, a quadratic equation. When I try drawing it on a coordinate plane, it will draw a parabola. I'm not peeling up the onions right now. I'm just letting you guys know that if you have a quadratic equation, like if you have a linear equation y equal to 3x plus 5, maximum power to the variable is 1, it will always draw a straight line for you. Be it like this, be it like this, be it like this, be it like this. But if you have a quadratic equation, that will draw a parabola. Now, what I was trying to get to was, what happened? What I was trying to get to was that we just learned how to solve a quadratic equation. If you have an equation like this, you know that you are going to draw a parabola. I'm saying that I'm trying to solve this for x, meaning when the value of y equals 0. Meaning when the value of y equals 0. Meaning when this parabola intersects the x-axis or intercepts the x-axis. If you have an equation for a parabola like this, if you put y equals 0 and solve this for x, it will tell you the value of x where it intercepts the x-axis. That is why solving a quadratic equation is not to get 100% marks in the math. It also tells you what it draws and how you can manipulate this. How from the equation you can find out where your parabola is hitting the x-axis or crossing the x-axis. So, what I am trying to conclude from the discussion so far is that solving a quadratic equation is going to be a thing that you will come across very, very, very often. And how effectively, efficiently, in a time effective way you are solving it, that is going to play a major role in what we will do hereafter. That's why solving quadratic equation for the variable with different flavors is going to be a key. Is that acceptable, agreeable, digestible, tolerable for everybody? Yeah? See. Alright. What happened? You guys are finding my concepts funny? No? Oh, it's fine. Don't get distracted much. See, I am already wasting a lot of time by cracking those dart jokes. If you guys also start wasting time, we'll only have fun in the class, no math. Okay, so now I want you guys to spend the remaining 8 minutes of the class to solve two quadratic equation problems real quick. And then I want you guys to try solving it and tell me what the answers are. This time I'm letting you guys share the answer because mostly I ask you guys not to give me the answer because I don't really care much about the answers, but this time I will let you guys solve it for x and give me the answer for both the problems. And again, I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot, but my goal is to see, is this a good start for you guys to be able to solve it by yourself? Can I assume everybody is giving it a try? Saket, Baba, Vanika, Davik, Viswa, Nanya, Sandrita. Sandrita has been very quiet. All okay, beta?
Yeah.
Okay. Deal with it. Things are not always easy in the first go. If it sounds a little difficult, little tiring, don't worry about it. We'll muddle the water enough. And that's becoming my punchline nowadays, muddling the water. And everybody can see the board clearly, right? X square minus 7x plus 9 over 4 equals 0. And second one is x square minus 6x plus 77 equal to 0. You have to solve it for x. Yes, Saket.
I'm done.
Yep, tell me what your answers are. This guy.
For the first,
How much is x values for you?
for the first one, I got x is equal to 3.5
Okay.
plus minus root 10.
And this one?
That's undefined. That one, there's no solution.
This is undefined.
No solution here.
Yeah. No solution and no real solution rather.
Yeah.
Because I will take you guys to the fairy world where we'll talk about imaginary solutions also. Yeah.
The second one I got
Undefined. Okay. Okay. And this one you got 3.5, right, Saket?
3.5 plus minus root 10.
Plus minus
Root 10.
root 10. Okay. Okay. Yeah. How about you?
Same.
Still working on it? Same?
Yeah, I just forgot to simply divide it by 2 for the first one.
Okay.
I got this movie.
Okay. Okay. Alright. So, Ananya, Anika, Maya. Yeah.
For the first one, I got 3.5 plus or minus the root of 10.
Uh-huh.
The second one is undefined.
Second one defined. Okay. So now for everybody here, we have just 3 more minutes, so we'll just wrap it up in a more logical way. So everybody who gave the answer said this one is undefined. And if you guys remember that the quadratic formula says minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. 4ac by 2a. Now b square minus 4ac square root. What is the value of this one? Let's see what is b square minus 4ac. In this case, b square is minus 6 square minus 4 into a is 1 into 77. This whole thing gives you 36 minus 4 times 77. 4 7 are 28. 4 7 are 28 plus 2 30. 308. So b square minus 4ac is minus something. Whatever it is. I'm not doing that calculation right now. But negative something. Square root of a negative is an imaginary situation. That's why this is a discriminant. It says if you get a negative square root, don't even think about it. There is no real solution that exists. If this is 0, then you don't have any meaning of plus and minus. So you have only one solution. If this is positive, then you have 2 options. One with a plus, one with a minus. So that's why it's discriminant, which discriminates the solutions that you would get. That's why it says. And for this one, again, I was trying to construct this problem like a square, a minus b whole square kind of a thing. But I messed up. This is 3.5, which should have been 7 over 4 square, 49 by 4. I put 9 by 4, so that is how you guys ended up using the quadratic formula for getting the answer for this one. But that is okay. As long as you guys are able to make the judgment and then solve it, it's fine. But the summary of whatever we have done with quadratic equation, and I'll try not to come back to this one, apart from me giving you guys few problems to just deal with as an assignment. Not to create any pressure, more to see are you guys able to apply it successfully or not. So the key concept that will keep with us is, if you have a quadratic equation to solve, try matching it with one of the standard formulas if that is the case. If not, then you go on to breaking it down to the factor form where you multiply a and c and then see how you club them to get a b. And then third is obviously the magic wand that you have for memorizing the quadratic formula. As long as you are able to memorize the quadratic formula, that could become your obvious pick, but that needs calculation, wherein if you are able to map it to standard form, you will be able to save few seconds of your precious time during the test, where every second counts. So I'll let you guys decide which one works better, easier for you. But then we have just nailed the basic constructs that we need to be aware of. Again, you guys will say, okay, how this formula came into existence from the standard form. I can prove this formula also. I'm not doing that unless you guys want me to. Okay? It's simple, not a big deal. Okay? So with that being said, any questions before I let you guys go and get rid of me for the day? All good? Have fun then. See you guys in the next class. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.